What's up, guys, and welcome to the second edition of the Shelf Review. Today we'll be discussing the first season, Pokemon Indigo League. Now, this is where it all started. This is where Ash begins his journey with Misty and Brock. He gets Pikachu, and this is where everything gets built up and is put together to go on for the rest of the series that still continues to this day. Now, the very first episode, Ash wakes up. He's turned 10 years old today, and he's late to go get his starter Pokemon, and he has to settle for this disobedient Pikachu. He goes and gets it. He deals with it. He still loves Pikachu. Pikachu doesn't obey him, refuses to get in his Pokeball, won't do anything that Ash asks for until the end of the episode, where Ash actually is in deep trouble, and Pikachu decides to save him and goes and takes out all this. There's like 30 something Spearow. You can see them on the screen. That Pikachu, with the help of the rain, takes out and saves Ash's life, and thus begins the adventure of Ash and Pikachu. Now, this season is so much the story and the characters and the way everything is built up is so good. I mean, there's no other Pokemon that, I mean, any season that really is the same. I mean, just seeing Ash grow as a trainer, him starting from the beginning, never touched a Pokemon or even hardly seen a Pokemon in his life, and here he is, and he's getting started. And throughout the season, you see him grow as a trainer, meet new friends, all this stuff. It is such good build up. Yes, there's a lot of filler. Every Pokemon, most anime have a lot of filler, especially continuous ones. And this has been going on for years and years, and it all started right here in the Indigo League. So Ash catches a Caterpie, it evolves into a Metapod, and eventually into a Butterfree. He also catches the three regular Kanto starters, Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. Charmander eventually evolves into a Charizard, and Bulbasaur and Squirtle stay in their original forms. He catches a Muck. He catches a Pidgeotto that eventually evolves into a Pidgeot. He catches so many different. I mean, he encounters every Pokemon in the first 151. He catches about 10 of them, and you have the antagonist of the show, Team Rocket, who basically show up in every episode. They're almost like a comedy. I mean, they do some pretty disgusting things, but they're almost like a comedy team. Like, they never get the upper hand hardly, maybe for 5 minutes, and then by the end of the episode, it's over. There's hardly any episodes where Team Rocket ends the episode on top. Uh, so, I mean, it's okay. They're just a comedy team. I mean, they're great. I mean, they're fun to watch. They're still around to this day. And we see Ash go on his adventure, get the 8 badges, enter the Indigo League, and go through to into the Indigo League, and where he eventually loses. I mean, I think this adventure that it just takes you on is just such a wild ride. I mean, you go from Ash and Misty, who have this like backstage love relationship. Like, the fans know that it's a thing. They have a crush on each other, but they don't really. I mean, in the show, they always act like they're just friends or not really friends. Misty supposedly only following Ash around because she wants him to pay for her bike. Then you have Brock, who goes off to be a Pokemon breeder, and he's traveling and he's trying to learn about all the different Pokemon, and so that's why he's traveling with them. Then you meet all these new people. You have the photographer. You have so many different people that you meet. Some of my favorite episodes uh, are definitely. I love the battle on the Saint Anne. I think that's the name of it. They go and they fight all of Team Rocket, who's trying to steal everybody's Pokemon. And at the end of the episode, you see Ash and his team, and Team Rocket and their team are the only people left on the ship. And the ship actually sinks, and you don't know if they're going to survive, and you have to wait until the next Saturday morning to figure out if they're going to survive this attack, or the sinking ship. And this is the first time, really the only time, that you really think that they might be in legitimate danger and that they might not make it at the end of an episode. Usually they solve it before the end of the 30-minute span. So that was one of my favorites. I loved the one where they go on the giant Pokemon island and they see all the giant Pokemon. The reason I love it so much is because you actually see the Pokemon interacting with each other. So you see like Ash's Pokemon trying to find Ash. They're wondering if Ash has abandoned them. Like you don't know where they are, what's going on, and you see them interacting, just the Pokemon together. You also see Team Rocket's Pokemon doing it too. Love that episode. Love the let's see. I love the battle between Charizard and Magmar. I think it's Blaine, the fire gym leader. You never see. There's never a point in the whole season that Charizard obeys Ash. He's just not skilled enough of a trainer for Charizard to obey him. Charizard is just a lazy douchebag. But in this episode, in this battle, Charizard finally comes around. He sees Magmar as a legitimate threat, so he decides to battle him. And it is a fantastic battle, one of the best battles in the whole season. And I loved every bit of that. And you see Charizard eventually win the 8th gym bags for Ash. Another one of my another favorite episodes is when Pikachu fights Lieutenant Surge. He has a Raichu. You see you see Pikachu losing to his older evolution, or his more experienced evolution at the first. He has the choice to evolve and he doesn't. Pikachu says he can do this on his own without having to evolve, so he does not evolve. You see Pikachu use his agility and his quickness and his little smaller size in order to beat Raichu. Awesome strategy for the fight, and it makes for one of the best battles in the first season. As far as my favorite episode, and I think most of you that have seen this season will agree, Bye Bye Butterfree is one of the most emotional, and they build up this Butterfree in a couple episodes before, building him up as one of Ash's favorites. He goes and he meets this Butterfree that he falls in love with. This like shiny, we call it a shiny Butterfree if you play the games. He meets this Butterfree, falls in love with it, and eventually wins over her heart. And Ash lets Butterfree go, releases him to the wild in order to be with the Butterfree that he fell in love with. One of the saddest and most emotional moments in all of Pokemon to this day that us as fans has ever seen. Uh, by far my favorite episode, and probably most of you guys too. I know a lot of you like the Pikachu one where he says goodbye to Pikachu, but obviously we know that Pikachu comes back. Butterfree never does come back. I don't think we ever see him again. So very emotional episode. It could have been cool to do a follow up in one of the later seasons where Ash actually like runs into his Butterfree, but he doesn't. So, anyways, that one of my favorite, actually my favorite episode of Pokemon of all time is Bye Bye Butterfree. You see Gary Oak, who is Ash's rival, building his team. I love the battle with when you finally see Gary's Pokemon in the Indigo League. He does end up losing, and I don't think we get that battle between Ash and Gary until the Orange Islands, so that's for a later video. But other than that, I mean, Pokemon Season 1 is definitely where it all started. There's nothing quite like it. If you've never gone through and watched that all 82, 83 episodes, whatever it is, never checked them out, please do so. Take a couple weeks and just watch that season, because it is so great. And it really does. If you still like Pokemon today, this season's where it all started, and this is probably the best storytelling season of any of them. I mean, the animation's obviously grown, gotten better, but this is where I fell in love with Pokemon. Us Gen 1ers, as y'all like to say. I don't consider myself a Gen 1er. I love all the generations, but this Generation 1 is where I started, and I started watching Pokemon the first episode, and I've either watched it or recorded it pretty much every Saturday morning since the beginning. So that's where I stand on the thing. Pokemon Season 1, great. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you another shelf review on Orange Islands at some point, and then I'm going to later on I'm going to start at Season 3 and start giving you like blocks of episodes. I might do 5 episode blocks, like maybe watch 5 episodes, give you a video, watch 5 more, give you a video or so on, maybe more, maybe less. Let me know what you want. But I do want to start reviewing Pokemon episodes because there's not really anybody on YouTube that reviews each episode of each season. And eventually we'll get caught up and we'll be all the way, and then I'll start doing weekly reviews of the Pokemon show, assuming that it's going to keep airing from here in the near future. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I love Pokemon. One of my favorite shows, one of my favorite set of movies, favorite series of games. I love it. I don't think I'll ever stop loving it. I mean, I'm 21 now and I still love it, so I don't know what would make me stop now. So, but if you guys enjoyed this video, smash the like button as hard as you can. Like, I want your mouse, the button on your little clicker mouse, to just not work anymore after you hit that like button. Hit first, before you break your mouse, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're trying to grow the MooV Nation. Please share this video on Twitter, on wherever you want to share it. It's one of your social media sites. Tell your friend about it. I'm going to review whatever you guys want. Like I said, we're doing this together. You tell me what you want to see and I'll give it to you. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Peace.